The reason that nobody is responding or even reading your cold emails right now is because your email screams marketer. Your introduction reads like a formal passage from a textbook instead of an actual email like they would get from a friend, and you're missing a few other secret ingredients that I'm going to be sharing with you here in this episode. Seriously. That's it. If you're wondering why everybody else seems to be succeeding and growing their businesses using cold emails, but no matter what you do, you just can't seem to get it to work, it's simply that you're missing those handful of things. Or if your emails are being marked as spam before they even have the chance to arrive in your prospect's email inbox, again, it's because you're missing these few key things. Now, this is really easy. All you need to do is implement everything that I'm going to be sharing with you here in this episode, and then like magic, your emails are going to start being opened and read and responded to. So the very first thing that you need to do is try to put yourself in your prospect's shoes and imagine that you're the one on the receiving end of the email that you're about to send. Here's the deal. Most people don't like getting cold email, so you've got that working against you already. Next, the people that you want to cold email are probably busy and have dozens, if not hundreds of emails coming to them every single day, so there's that too. And finally, this is a slightly more advanced sales concept, but stick with me because it's important to understand. Sending a cold email changes the power dynamic between you and your prospect, and unless you control for this and factor it into your strategy, your email is going to come off as looking either pushy and aggressive or needy and desperate. Neither of which is good for business. So to help you avoid that, I'm going to walk you through a proven cold email template that's based on proven psychological principles of influence and persuasion. I call it the perfect cold email template, and I'll put a link in the descriptions below where you can download it for free, or you can visit perfectcoldemailtemplate.com. And it all starts by first understanding that the attitude or the approach that you want to take when you're crafting your cold email outreach is that of a trusted professional. For example, I like to imagine that I'm a doctor and that I have something that I know could help them. So it's my duty and my obligation to at least introduce them to it and make sure that they're aware of the solution that I have. But whether they choose to take it or not, it's completely up to them. And this is one of the first psychological principles that we're going to use and infuse into our cold email. A little known something called acknowledging resistance. But before I show you how to use that, first a big thank you and quick message from this video's sponsor, Right Inbox. Right Inbox is a free Chrome plugin that takes your Gmail experience to the next level. Installs in just 30 seconds, works with Chrome, Safari, and Firefox, and gives you access to a powerful set of features that can help to turn any Gmail account into a powerful email marketing machine. For example, you can use email tracking to find out exactly who's opened your outreach or proposal email, as well as how many times they opened it and when. You can use their email template, so you don't have to keep writing the same emails over and over again. This one feature alone probably saves me 1 to 2 hours each week. And there are even private email notes, so you can add context to different email conversations for your eyes only. And like I said, it's free to download from the Chrome store today, so there's really no reason to not at least give it a shot by clicking the link in the description below. Now let's talk about acknowledging resistance and the best way to start your cold email. Like I talked about earlier, cold email is a tough strategy to get right, because it's not exactly like your prospects are just sitting there, staring at an empty inbox, and hoping that someone sends them an email and tries to sell them something. But 99.9% of all of the cold emails I see get this completely wrong, and they fail to acknowledge this. And they act like their email, their offer, their business has the power to change the world. Which in all honesty, it might, but nobody's gonna believe that right away. And this is your opportunity to acknowledge their skepticism and their doubt and maybe even their frustration at having received yet another cold email. I like to acknowledge resistance in one of two ways, so feel free to choose whichever one works best with your style and your situation. The first way is to make sure that they know there's no catch, no trick, no gimmick, or nothing expected. And I typically put this right after I make my offer, which is the first part of the email, but don't worry if the flow of this isn't clear yet. I promise I'll put this all together so you can see exactly how it works. For now though, let's focus on each piece because the better you understand them, the better your email is going to perform. So that's the first way, to just get it out in the open right off the bat. And the second way is using something called BYAF, which stands for But You Are Free. And you essentially just tag this onto the end of the email as a way of saying, hey, it's up to you, or you're free to do whatever you think is best. When this strategy was first introduced, they found it doubled the compliance of a proposal. After this, we move on to the next part, which takes advantage of another incredibly powerful psychological principle known as fleeting attraction. Fleeting attraction is an effect that occurs when we feel a sense of similarity or familiarity with someone else. Another psychological term for this is the liking heuristic. but the basics of it are really simple. Essentially, it's just that we like people who are like us. But here's what's really powerful about this from a cold email perspective. As published in this report on the effect of fleeting attraction on compliance to requests, yeah, it sounds like a real page turner, doesn't it? Well, here's the cool part. The report shows that these feelings of liking can be very brief and occur in situations in which the association with the other person is obviously temporary. Which means in your cold email, all you need to do is very quickly show some area of similarity, an idea, an opinion, a belief, a viewpoint, anything like that. Now I appreciate on the surface, sounds kind of tricky. After all, it is cold email we're talking about, which means you don't know the person. But with just a little bit of online stalking, I mean research, you can find out a whole lot about a person just by looking at their website or LinkedIn profile or other social media channels they may be active on. Plus, you can probably make some pretty safe bets about things they might be into. For example, who are the leaders or authorities in their space? What popular books were written about their market or their industry? Or, going a little bit deeper, are there any common personality traits or characteristics that are typically shared by people in that position or with that title? There's no need to be creepy here, but it's important to understand that making it a little more personal is a key aspect of having your email stand out from the crowd of other emails in their inbox. Okay, next we get to the main body of the email. And it's here that you want your content to do 4 different things very quickly. So let me walk you through each of them now. The first thing you need to do is quickly introduce yourself. This should be 1 sentence max. The fact is, nobody cares who you are until they have a reason to. So you need to give them a reason, which comes next through social proof. Showing social proof is as simple as highlighting something you've done and that proves that you're qualified and knowledgeable about what you're offering. This is not an opportunity to brag or be arrogant or anything like that, but you do need to provide a little bit of background on why you're a good option here. Next, you have the why, which is another opportunity to overcome their skepticism by explaining why you're sending this email and making this offer. The best cold emails all offer a tremendous amount of value, either directly inside the email itself or indirectly through an offer that can truly help your prospect. My advice here is to be as upfront as possible and just say what you're looking for. After all, we're all professionals here, and if you can help someone else win and win at the same time, well, isn't that the goal? And once that's spelled out, it's time to move on to the CTA, or call to action. A clear and compelling call to action is mandatory in every single cold email, but there is a right way and a wrong way to do it. The wrong way is unfortunately what I see done most of the time, and it reads like a hardcore sales close from a 1989 sales playbook. It's old, it's bad, and it immediately turns people off. Here's what it looks like. I'd love to hop on a call and discuss this more with you. Would next Wednesday at 10 a.m. work? Or would Thursday at 2 p.m. work better? Like I said in the beginning, the people that you're trying to reach and emailing are usually pretty busy. And unless you're giving away a free car, the odds are slim that A, anybody is actually available at those times, and B, even if they were available, they're probably not going to want to hop on a sales call. So the alternative is to put them in the driver's seat. Let them know if they'd like some more information about what you're proposing. All they need to do is hit reply to this email and you'll send them right over. The beauty of this is that it's an ultra low barrier request. And if you feel like stepping it up just a little bit, you can also add a calendar link below and say, hey, if you'd like to schedule a time to chat a little bit more, you can find a link here. Implementing just these few strategies is going to immediately increase the effectiveness of every single cold email you send out from today moving forward. But if you really want to take it to the next level, there's 3 more things you can do. First, make sure to download the perfect cold email template by again clicking the link in the description below or visiting perfectcoldemailtemplate.com. Next, make sure to click the link in the descriptions below and sign up for Write Inbox, which is a free Chrome plugin, and it's going to make all of this that much more effective. And easier, and faster. So there's really no reason not to go get it now. And finally, to make sure that you personalize your cold emails right, the next thing you're gonna wanna do is check out the video I've got linked up right here on how to do market research. So make sure to check it out now, and I'll see you in the next video. And this is hugely powerful, because if you don't understand, and I mean really understand, what your ideal target market wants, then it's really unlikely that you're gonna be able to give them exactly what they want, which means